Wells Fargo says a computer glitch is partly to blame for an error affecting an estimated 500 customers who lost their homes. The giant bank filed papers with the Securities and Exchange Commission last month, revealing that it incorrectly denied 870 loan modification requests. About 60% of those homeowners went into foreclosure. Anna Werner has been looking into how this happened. Anna, good morning.
Good morning. Those questions are coming now from legislators, housing advocates, regulators, and most importantly, the people who lost their homes. People like Jose Aguilar.
This is hard for you, really hard for you. I can see that.
It's been very hard for me. It's something that I wouldn't wish upon anybody.
These days, Jose Aguilar can only drive by the home he and his family lost to foreclosure 3 years ago. The small ranch house in upstate New York where they wanted to raise their children.
See how many times my kids and I used to run up and down, ride our bikes.
He says the problems began when he and his then wife found mold in the house. He tried to remediate it himself, but fell a few months behind on the mortgage payments. So the couple asked their lender, Wells Fargo, to modify their loan to lower their monthly payment.
At first they told me, okay, you might be able to qualify for a loan modification.
But he says then came the delays, weeks then months, waiting for a decision.
And the whole process just started all over again. And eventually got to the point we were a year behind.
Finally, Wells Fargo turned them down.
So no loan modification,
No
essentially,
loan
is what they're
modification.
telling you. What was your reaction? I mean, after all that time?
At that point, I just gave up.
He and his wife split up. The house went into foreclosure. And with the hit to his credit, Aguilar says he found no one would rent to him.
At that point, my son and I had to move to the basement of a friend's house, which we stayed there for 3 months. And we had nothing. And we had a couch, and my son had a bed. But
That was tough.
I felt worthless.
Worthless.
I felt like I let my family down.
Then in September of this year, nearly 3 years later, he got a letter from Wells Fargo. Dear Jose Aguilar, it read, "We made a mistake. We're sorry." It said the decision on his loan modification was based on a faulty calculation, and his loan should have been approved.
It was like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? Like, you destroyed my kid's life and my life. And now you want me to, we're sorry?
Wells Fargo now says that calculation error on loan modifications affected 870 customers over an 8-year period. Customers who either were denied loan modifications or were not offered a modification in cases where they would have otherwise qualified. About 545 of those customers ultimately lost their homes to foreclosure. At least some of those people got a check from Wells Fargo along with the letter. In Aguilar's case, it was for $25,000. But his attorney, Mark Dan, says that doesn't begin to cover his total losses.
So how do you think they came up with the amounts of money that they handed out to people?
That's what we want to find out. We want to find out what went wrong, how it went wrong.
Elise Cohen is with the National Consumer Law Center.
The question is, how did this happen? Aren't they supposed to check their computer programs regularly to make sure they're accurate? This is clearly more than just a simple computer mistake.
Wells Fargo declined to do an on-camera interview. The company could not say how much money it expects to pay out in remediation to customers. But Jose Aguilar says it's not just about money.
I want Wells Fargo to know that there's people out there with feelings and families that try hard to pay their bills and survive. And we're real people, we're not just money.
Well, Wells Fargo says it plans to work with each of those customers to reach a resolution. The bank is also offering no-cost mediation. Meanwhile, nonprofit groups and some legislators are pushing for more answers. Gayle.
A heartbreaking story, Anna. You can really still feel Mr. Aguilar's pain. It goes to show you, behind all those loan applications, there are people with real lives.
Yeah, and money can't fix everything, right?
No, that's very tough.